Tisha Lewis, and this is The Good Word. For those joining us for the first time, welcome. And for the Good Word fam bam returning, welcome back to your dose of faith and inspiration and The Good Word. To my right, retired police detective turned reality TV star and mental health advocate and founder of the Jaime Tyler Foundation, Jaime Tyler.
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Great.
Great to be here. Great to see you again.
It is wonderful to be seen.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us. You have quite the journey and the story. And what did I say to you just a few seconds ago? I said, go as deep as you want to go.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
You started off as a police officer detective with the DC Police Department, and then you pivoted into reality TV.
Yes.
And now mental health, which is so important.
Yes, yes.
Let's start with being a police officer, police detective. What was that like?
So, 1997, that's where it started in DC. I went to the first district as a police officer, served 3 years in the southwest quadrant of DC, which if you were around in that time, it was pretty rough. And from there, I went to narcotics. So I was doing what they call jump outs and narcotic investigations.
Like what we see on the TV.
All that. And this is the early 2000s, so it was pretty violent in DC at that time. And then decided to make detective in 2008. I went over to Southeast at the 7th District, and I did 4 years over there. And then from there, I went to homicide, which my career really is really what kind of inspired me to get into the mental health space, from just being around death and trauma and families grieving day in and day out. And finally, before I retired, I went to the sex offender registry unit.
Wow.
Which was a whole nother ball game.
You know, and I want to ask you, because you were on the front lines of policing in DC then, and you see what's happening not just in the Washington, D.C. area, which is where we are, but across the country in a lot of major cities.
Yes.
How does it compare?
Wow. So in my day, it was more, in this my opinion, it was more of a brotherhood as far as your coworkers, your supervisors. And what I see nowadays is, to me, it's a bunch of people want a job coming from the outskirts of Maryland, north, across the west, and they come into these urban cities, and they've never been around, the African American community, and we see a lot of these unfortunate shootings with white officers in the community.
And is it something that you feel like is playing out across the country? Absolutely.
And as I was nearing my end, I saw, especially with the George Floyd situation, that couldn't have happened in D.C. Like there's no way, my peers would have watched what we watched happen. There's no way. And apparently out there, they sat there and watched it, and here we are.
Is that what prompted you to retire?
No, my time was coming up. I was coming on 25 years. I had enough. I was just ready to do something else and just get to that finish line.
How did you navigate your faith while you were a police detective?
It was very, very tough. I had some tough days, but always kept God first, kept my family grounded around me, close friends, and my parents, my father, talked to him a lot. And in that career, I didn't do a lot of talking to my wife directly about what I was seeing on a daily basis. So, and again, that's why I felt like the mental health was going to be a part of my after the career journey, because I wish somebody would have been in my life that I could have just opened up to, as opposed to keeping it in. And that's what I feel like first responders do. We're the tough guys. We signed up for this, as they say. So you deal with it. You see some of the worst things known to man, and you might see it twice in one day. It's just how that career was.
When you look at policing now, even the DC Police Department now going through massive changes,
yeah.
But policing nationwide, offering $50,000, $70,000 bonuses.
Crazy.
To become a police officer. Your thoughts?
Yeah, when I started, it was $30,000, and we thought we were rich. And it just goes to show, you know, the career suffering from, I feel like, the way the career has transpired over the past. I've been gone 3 years, so you could see it coming way before I left. You could just see I'm in the hallways of, police headquarters, and officers are walking by. They don't even look at you, don't acknowledge you, don't speak. And then you on scenes. When I was still out in the street as a detective, I'm on scenes. The officers don't speak, they're playing with their phones. And I'm like, what is this job come to? It's just like it's no communication. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing, and it was just such a different world from the 90s.
So fast forward, you retire from the police department, and you did a hard pivot to reality TV.
Yeah, I did.
Most people are probably looking at you and they recognize you because they probably have seen you on Love and Marriage DC,
yes.
on OWN.
Yes.
What was that like?
I blame my wife. No, we
love her. We love her.
Yes. Shout out to Raina. She got us in this world, and also Monique. So one thing about social media, I tell people, you never know who's watching. Mm-hmm. And Raina and I lived our life out loud, as you probably see. We're in those rooms and a lot of those events, and we try to dress the part. We're going to represent. And you just never know who's watching. And Monique was watching Raina, and she reached out to her and said, hey, is a show coming to... Actually, she wanted her as a friend on Potomac while she was on Potomac. Mm-hmm. But she left, obviously, and then Carlos King pitched a DC-based show to her, and asked her to get some other castmates that may fit. So she reached out to Raina. Of course, I was like, reality TV, because all I see is the mess and the drama and the what comes with reality TV. So, but we did the interview, and they would like us, and then we did 3 seasons.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, so is what we see the real deal, or?
I tell everybody,
what percentage of it would you say is real?
I tell everybody, it's your real life. You have a schedule. You have a 5-day schedule of places you need to be and people you need to meet with. Now, what you do when those cameras turn on, totally up to you. They're gonna give you some talking points, and then my whole thing was never to ruin relationships with our cast. So yeah, I could have been, as they say, shady or throw somebody under the bus. I just didn't sign up for that when I got on it. And I started seeing it as the seasons kept going. It was being done to me and to my family. And I was just like, this is not going to end well. If I start playing this game, I'm going to take it to the highest level, and then we're never going to be cool. So as the seasons kept going, I started getting more into that mode. And, you don't know what they're going to show. You don't know what they're going to edit, but you got to imagine those scenes are 2 to 3 hours a day, and you see 6 minutes of what they want to show.
Do you regret it?
I don't. I've made a lot of great relationships from that show, a lot of experiences. It pushed me into the nonprofit space of starting a foundation. I think my kids are thriving from it, especially with the village that supports, what they saw on TV, and they want to see my oldest son, little Jaime, just grow and progress in life, and he gets love everywhere he goes now. Like, oh, we cheering for you, and he's actually working now. He has a career now, so.
No regrets, you said.
No regrets. I would do it again. I feel like if we can get another season, I feel like we have even more to offer now. The kids have progressed since it last aired, and Raina and I have moved on to other things, other business ventures, and a lot of community work.
It's interesting because you are a person of faith, but you're in this world where faith is often not discussed or not celebrated. It's not on the forefront. How did you reconcile that?
Well, you know, I've always been faith-driven. I grew up in a Catholic church. As I got older, you know, you can decide if I'm going to church or I'm not going to church. And I always found we tried to still make time for church, and ultimately end up going to another church where we actually felt like it was going to be our home. And surprisingly, this New Year's that just recently passed, we were at a church-related concert-style event at Faith City Central.
Hey, my type of church.
Yeah, it was a great, and I've never done that on New Year's.
Really?
Never.
You've never done watch night service?
No, we were live. It was a live event in Upper Marlboro. Yeah, it was.
I've always done watch night service.
Never did it.
So for y'all watching, and fans of the Good Word, they know that I grew up in Greater Mount Calvary Holy Church with Bishop Alfred Owens and co-pastor Susie Owens in D.C., and we always had watch night service.
Wow.
And it was just like that. It's like a concert.
Yeah. I was very impressed. Pastor Freeman, Mike Freeman and his team, they had an awesome event. David and Tamala Mann performed. Jonathan McReynolds. There was another artist.
All the people, all the things.
I had a ball.
So you're in this reality TV world. Do you shy away from faith, or how's that work?
No, I don't shy away. I just feel like, you know, as we got older, you know, we when we go, you know, we have amazing time and fellowship, and the word is always resonates what's going on in our life. But then, you know, life gets busy, then we kind of start missing again. But after going on New Year's, I definitely told Raina we have to start making time.
Go back.
Yeah.
Is it hard to be so transparent and be so vulnerable, at least initially, when you did Love and Marriage DC? Just lay it all out there for everyone to watch and even judge. And I will say, while I'm not an avid watcher of reality TV, I do read all about it. Is that odd? I like to read all the things about the reality shows.
All them comments.
All the comments. Right, I'm in the comment section. Not commenting, reading.
I be in them.
You comment.
Yeah.
You respond.
I do.
Is it hard to be that transparent and that vulnerable? Because you're taking it very personally.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
It is. And I will admit, season 1, I went into it trying to be perfect. Like, I'm just going to get by and let her do what she need to do so they can keep doing seasons. But then they'll catch on, and it'll stand out that you're not really, you know, being authentically you. But once I retired, I said, oh, that's it. Y'all gonna get all of me. And I don't know if you saw it season 2 and 3, but you see a very different me from season 1.
I did. I saw parts of you that we didn't see previously.
Yeah, and I just felt like, you know, I'm retired now and the pension is secure.
So you can say what you want and do what you want.
We can talk and we can argue, we can love on each other. You know, I just felt like let's just be an open book at this point. And I felt our family kind of emerged as the fan favorites, in my opinion.
I would say so. I mean, I'm biased because I know you all.
You can say it.
And Raina's probably watching. You know, I'm such a fan of how you all are so transparent and so vulnerable with your family and with your relationship. I've had Jason on The Good Word. You have a son who's blind. And on reality TV, which is amazing.
Yep.
And we've talked about, you know, what that experience has been like for him and Jason. And I think I'm not alone in people feeling like they know you personally because they have watched you all grow. And I don't mean just grow from a time perspective, but also grow, you know, in terms of mental and emotional acuity. Right?
Yeah, and Jason, in my opinion, was one of the best storylines of the entire 3 seasons. Jason, when we're out in public now, people notice him before they even notice us. They say, oh, that's Jason. Oh, that's Jaime Rainer. And I love it because his village was super supportive of him once he left the house. Because since the show went off, he went to Baltimore and stayed for a year to pursue his independence. He had to go to programs. He was working. He was catching the subway, ordering his own food to survive. Like, it was amazing to watch this transformation. And that's what I wish the cameras were still capturing, because there's so much positive has happened since the cameras went down.
And I know that you said that you did 3 seasons on Love and Marriage DC. And are you done with reality TV just yet or no?
So there was an inquiry to do another season if the cast could get along. I said, yes, I can do it. And Raina said yes. I don't know what they said, but we're still in limbo.
So somebody said no.
I don't know.
That's what that means.
Maybe.
Okay, we're not going to get too dirty here, but what's the beef?
Oh man, it's so much. It's so much. How much time we got? Nah, it's just a.
Give us the cliff notes.
I think the thing with me was the couple, obviously the Silvers, we had conflict with. I just felt like Ashley said a lot, did a lot, that it's hard for me to ignore that it was said and done. And Raina's probably the same way. You guys saw Reunion edited. There was a lot of stuff said that was disrespectful, meant to bring problems in my marriage, lies. So it's just a lot, and I'm a Taurus, so I don't forgive easy.
We're gonna work on that. It's 2026.
I know, but I don't do betrayal well. If you betray me, it's like the worst you could do, because I'm a very loyal person. I will give you anything, shirt off my back, but then you betray me, like for fame or for clout or for likes or whatever, you know, that don't do well with me.
We're gonna take a deep breath.
Pray for me.
The church say amen.
Amen.
I'm gonna pray for you.
Yes.
By name.
Thank you.
By name. We forgive, but we don't forget.
Never forget.
And we listen and we don't judge. 1 in 5 adults in the United States are said to suffer from mental illness. Many suffer in silence. Why?
I just think the stigma around it. You know, we all feel like we're going to be judged. I know me personally, the PTSD from my career, I would have never talked about it with a therapist. And once I saw myself on TV, I saw that anger that I still was carrying from that job with the scene with my son and certain other scenes. I knew it was time to really try to be the face, you know, take this platform and use it for something positive, you know, instead of the bickering amongst the cast and all that. And like this, we're gonna try to focus on breaking the stigma around talking about mental health.
Let's talk about breaking that stigma, because I feel like that stigma disproportionately exists in the Black community.
Yeah. Yep.
Why is that? Even now, even today.
Yeah. So imagine in the Black community, and then imagine in the law enforcement world. So, you know, me personally, I am Black and was in law enforcement, and I was suffering in silence. Like you said, it wasn't cool to say, you know, I'm stressed or depressed or I have anxiety.
Or I'm talking to my therapist, or I'm talking to a counselor.
Yep.
It's okay.
Yeah, and if I could be that voice and that face to say, hey, it's okay, then that's what I'm here for. And that's one of the bigger things I'm getting from being on reality TV. I want to be the face that they say, okay, if he can do it, we can do it.
You had 2 roles that were high intensity when it comes to maintaining mental health. Law enforcement and reality television.
TV. Yes, imagine that.
So you founded the Jaime Tyler Foundation.
Yes. That really was inspired from, again, watching myself on TV and those scenes I did with the therapist during the seasons. When I say I got so many calls, DMs, people in public just thanking me for being vulnerable about talking about mental health and actually doing those scenes. And Dr. McAllister, who is a MPD therapist, that's how I met her. And we just clicked when I took her class right before I retired, and I said, would you be honored to be on this show with me? And let's actually dive into what we deal with.
Before we go, everyone that comes in the Good Word, and I've got to ask you this question, we ask everyone, what would you say now for you is the good word? We have 45 seconds.
Oh, no. What would I say is now for the
Yes.
good word? Oh, man. I would just say, you know, stay resilient, stay grounded in faith, stay focused on your goals. Don't let anyone dim your shine.
I love it. Jaime Tyler, yes.
I have something for you.
Quick.
Oh, real quick. So part of the foundation, we started a brand, Mentally Fit.
Ooh, look
and
at
I
this.
brought you one.
I love it.
So you gotta,
I'm still celebrating the holidays.
so you
Mentally
look good,
fit.
you look good, you feel good, and we want to make this a topic when you're walking around, people like, so explain more.
I love it. Jaime Tyler, thanks so much. We're on demand on Fox Local Sundays at 10 a.m. and on Fox Soul Sundays at 4 and 4:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm Tisha Lewis. Thank you for watching The Good Word. Until next time.